Hey my dear warriors, welcome aboard to the JEE English channel with me Shreyas, your physics master teacher. And today we are going to discuss the most important previous year questions for the mathematics board examination, which is just few days from now. So I hope you guys are all geared up and all excited for starting this session with me Shreyas. And usually I teach you guys physics, but here I am not leaving you alone, because I know how important it is for all of you to crack not just this board examination, but also I know this board examination is going to build a lot of confidence for you for your upcoming second attempt JEE Mains as well as your NEET or any such entrance examination. Is that right? Vanakkam, good morning Crazy Mind, hello Marvel fan, Anirudh, I'm Vicky, hello Asant, hello Daniel, Priya, hello Perfecto, hello Crazy, hello Vikash, hello everyone. Nice to see all of you guys. And if you want to know more about me, you can obviously check me out on my Instagram handle, Captain_Shreyas. Before we begin, you know what to do, the usual ritual. Go ahead, smash the like button, because that shows your love, support, and it is also a reflection of the hard work that we are putting in. Thank you so much, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button, because there are lots and lots of sessions planned ahead immediately after your board exams, be it EMSAT, be it JEE, be it BitSat, guys. Ready? Great. Awesome. So it's time to begin. So let me just remove my shades so that I can see things. All right. We have dark backgrounds out here. Okay. So there we go. Here's the first question coming up on your screen. For any 2 by 2 square matrix, if A adjoint A is equal to 8008, so there is a matrix question, then write the value of the mod A. All right, let's see what the solution should look like. Now the moment you see adjoint in the equation, you should recollect all the formulas regarding your all the formulas of matrices. Now there is a standard formula. Which you all should know. What is that formula, guys? It is A adjoint A is nothing but the magnitude of that and into your identity matrix. Yes or no? Now this is given already as 80. This is 08. Fair enough. This is mod A, and your identity matrix will be 1001 of the same order, 2 by 2. Naturally, this will just become A mod, here 0, here 0, here A mod, that's it. Now comparing both of them, if this is 8, this is mod A, if this is 8, this is mod A, if this is 0, this is 0, if this is 0, this is 0. Comparing straightforward, you can quickly say this is nothing but 8, and that is exactly what has been asked. What is mod A? Exactly. Very good. Awesome. Everybody knows this, and I'm so proud. Venu, Tech Shark, Ambiki, Naveen, Vasant, Kirtana, Sugneshwar, Batman. Very good, Naina. Very good. Awesome for putting up the answers. Moving on to the next question. So I have also put up the solution slides in case you want to have a look at it later on. Okay, just in case. But I'll be giving you my handwritten solutions as well for most of the questions. All right. So get ready, guys, for the next question coming up on your screen. What is the value of this k in this function's definition if the function is given to be continuous at x equals to 3? Now this is how you define continuous functions, right? You say that the function is continuous at a particular point, then the value of the function at that point as well as the value of the function when x tends to that point is going to be equal. Only then there is continuity. So over here I can just say, because it is continuous, f of 3 will be limit x tends to 3 of f of x. See if this makes sense. Because it is continuous. This is just by the definition of continuity. Agreed, guys? Okay. So let's try to solve this. F of 3 is already given. If the function's value when x is 3 is already given to be k. What is the limit? Let's try to figure out. Well, here f of x is this number. So basically it is x plus 3 whole square minus 36. I can just write 36 for now as the 6 square. I'll just keep it. You will see y and x minus 3. Now if you notice, if I substitute x is equal to 3, this will become, denominator will become 0. So it is indeterminate form. So first try to make it into a determinate form. How? Try to apply some algebra. Somehow I want x minus 3 on the top. So maybe I can see this expression as a square minus b square. How many of you are able to see that? This is a square minus b square. It's like that. So guys, this will become limit x tends to 3, correct? So this will become a plus b, that means x plus 3 plus 6, a minus b. Alright, so that will be x plus 3 minus 6. The whole thing divided by x minus 3. Now this will become limit x tends to 3. Now look at this guys, this will become x plus 9, yes or no bacha? X plus 9, yes or no? This will become x minus 3. Oh, that is exactly what I wanted, my dear students. Why did I want this? Why did I want this? I wanted this to cancel. Now this is determinate form. Now I can properly take the limit of it, yes or no? So hence k will become limit. When you put x is equal to 3, it will become 3 plus 9 over here, which is going to make it 12. Exactly, very good. Many of you have marked the answer. Looks like you guys are really quick and I'm really proud of this. Hardly 1 or 2 marks question, that's it. Great, moving on. Okay, preferably don't use L'Hospital's rule, but chalo, preferably use the standard methods. Try to avoid it, especially in the subjective questions. In MCQs you can use L'Hospital. Okay, everyone with me? Shall we go ahead to the next question? The volume of a cube is increasing. This is there, right? I hope. Okay, the volume of a cube is increasing at the rate of 9 centimeter cube per second. Application of derivatives calculus. How fast is the surface area increasing when the length of the edge is 10 centimeter? Okay, let's see. Yes, I am there, Varsha. I am there for all of you. I am not going anywhere. Okay, so volume of a cube. So if you have a cube, okay, let's just assume, bachalo, the side is x. Let's just assume the side is x. So the volume will be basically how much, bacha? It will be x cube, right? The volume will be x cube. The rate of change of volume, that means basically dv by dt will be basically derivative of this, but I can't take the derivative directly. So I need to use chain rule. So dx cube by dx into dx by dt. What have I used? Chain rule. Mention these steps in the board answer paper. Mention. So the teacher will be very impressed. What rule have you used? Using this formula, using this identity. When you mention that, you get extra bonus brownie points. Think of it. Teacher will think twice before cutting your marks later on. See, maybe in one question you have done it properly and you have made some small error or while writing something. Teacher will be like, "Arey, this kid knows everything. In the previous questions he did so many nice he did give so many nice explanations, so maybe he might have just made a mistake. It's okay, I'll give full marks." So that leniency will come while marking the paper. So preferably try to impress the examiner. Understand that? Okay, so what is this? This is going to be 3x square into dx by dt, and this dv by dt is given to be 9. So 3 and 9 cancels. You will get 3 is equal to x square dx by dt. From this I get the value of dx by dt as 3 by x square. Now why did I find dx by dt? Because I will need it for finding what is the rate of change of area. Now what is area? Area is nothing but there are 6 faces. 6 faces, each having an area of x square. So 6x square is the area, yes or no bacha? 6x square is the area. So just take the derivative. dA by dt will be 6 is common, it's a constant, sorry, it's outside. So derivative of x square with respect to x into dx by dt, again using chain rule, mention that. Okay, so this will become 6. X square's derivative is 2x. dx by dt from here is 3 by x square. 3 by x square, guys. So this will become 3 2s are 6, 6 6 are 36, 36 by basically x. But the value of x is 10 centimeter. So 36 by 10, which is 3.6 centimeter square per second. Do not forget unit. If you forget unit, you will lose half a mark. Do not forget unit. Understood? Yes, Muthu had written down the unit. I know others also have written down the answer. But yeah, in the examination, please write down the unit. Okay, I know you guys are knowing the unit, but in the exam, remember that you should not forget that. Is that okay? Understood? How to present the paper also is very important. See, sometimes you know the solution and you are preparing for JEE, so you know this, how to do it quickly in the rough work, but you should know to present it for your board examination. Okay. Moving on to another question, guys, coming up on your screen. The x coordinate of a point on the line joining the points P and Q is 4. What is the z coordinate? Let's try to visualize the question. There is a point P and there is a point Q. Imagine a line joining point P and Q, okay? And now what we have is some point whose coordinate is 4. Now whose x coordinate, what is it? It is 4. What is its z coordinate? It will have some y coordinate, it will also have some z coordinate. What is the z coordinate is the question. What can you tell? Area Usha is centimeter square, bacha, be careful, okay? Yep. Area is centimeter square, okay? So be careful. Okay. So now the way to solve this is, I feel we can use the 2-point form. Basically the slope will be the same whether I take these 2 points or these 2 points. Agreed or disagreed? The slope will be the same. Agreed? So why not use that? X minus x1 upon x2 minus x1 will be y minus y1 upon y2 minus y1. Right? This is for 2D. In case of 3D, I can use z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1. This makes sense. So if I take any random point x, y, z, then this slope will be the same, guys. So that's why I can use this. Yep. Now what we can do? No, you cannot use section formula. How do you know where that point is dividing and all that? It will unnecessarily increase the number of steps in the problem. So don't use section formula, division formula. Please don't use that. Okay, not needed. Now, what is the value of x, guys? The value of x is 4. So put 4. What is the value of x1? x1 over here is 2. Notice, x1 over here is 2. Okay. Upon x2 minus x1. 5 minus 2. 5 is x2, 2 is x1. So this will become just 5 minus 2. Why I'm not interested right now? Because nothing is there in the question related to y, which is being asked. I am asked related to z, so I will solve for z. Z is something I do not know. Z1 is 1, Z2 is minus 2, correct, guys? Z2 is minus 2, Z1 is nothing but 1. Okay, now it looks good. 4 minus 2, 2, 5 minus 2, 3 is equal to, forget this, just look at this. Z minus 1, minus 2 minus 1, minus 3. This is not Z, this is Z. Okay, 3 and 3 cancels. This will become minus 2 is equal to Z minus 1. So Z will be minus 2 plus 1. Therefore, Z will be equal to minus 1. That should be the answer. Just check it out. Exactly. No, Z is not 3, bacha. This will be minus 1. Okay, just check this out. So remember, when there are two coordinates, xy or yz or xz, then you use only this much formula. This is normal 2-point form. Everybody knows this. X minus x1 upon x2 minus x1 is y minus y1 upon y2 minus y1. But when there is a z coordinate or 3D, then you just add one more dimension to it. It's the same identical looking formula. This is the main concept. Everyone? Great. Understood. Very good, guys. I hope you are smashing the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm happy to help all of you, SS Nareen. Every time Shreyas sir will be here, be it English, be it mental ability, be it physics, be it maths, and here I am. Yep. So only following Vedantu revision videos, PYQ is enough. I have many more chapters to revise, but no time. Yes, you can do that, mumbling. No problem, no problem. Okay, moving on. A die. Looks like we have a probability based questions. Faces are marked 1, 2, 3. Just check out what is given. 4, 5, 6 is green. Okay. A be the event where, the number obtained is even. B be the event where the number obtained is red. Find A and B if they are independent events or not. Okay, let's try to understand this. What are the numbers on the dice? The numbers on the dice are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because there are 6 faces. Now, what will be the event A? Think about it. Event A is when the number obtained is even. That means it is 2 or it is 4 or it is 6. Correct? That is event A. What is the event B? Think about it. When the number obtained is red. Who is red? 1, 2, 3 is red, guys. 1, 2, 3 is red. So 1, 2, 3 is red. Okay. Find if A and B are independent. So if I ask you, my dear students, what is the probability of event A? What is the probability of event A? Basically, there are three ways only which you can get the event A, meaning even number out of the total possibilities, which are 6. So basically, it is 3 by 6, which is nothing but 1 by 2. Yes or no? 1 by 2. Okay, many students have already started posting the answer. Let's see whether you guys are right or not. What is the probability of event B, guys? Basically it is red. 1, 2, 3. So it is exactly half of the total number of possibilities. There are 3 ways only event B can happen out of all the 6 possibilities. That means it is half. So what is PA into PB? What is PA into PB? It is half into half, which is basically 1/4. Keep this aside. Keep this aside. Now don't do anything to it. Now try to find out what is probability of A intersection B. Both the events happening together, guys. Yes, I'll be teaching for JEE, but don't spam all-in-one Tamil. I'll be teaching for your April attempt after the boards, obviously. So what is that? Look at this. There is only one such possibility out of all the possibilities, or one such outcome out of all the possibilities where that is happening, both of them together. So that is 1 out of all the 6 possibilities. Now do you see this and this are not equal? Do you see this and this are basically not equal? If PA into PB is P of A intersection B, only then it is independent. Because it is not equal, hence it is not independent. Not independent. Understood, guys? Very good. Very good. Very good. Basically, they are dependent events. Exactly. Amazing, guys. Great, great, great. So let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen. This was a good probability based question directly based on formula and some basic logic. Okay. Find the magnitude of each of these two vectors having the same magnitude such that the angle between them is 60 degrees and their scalar product is basically 9 by 2. That's the question. Okay. Now it is clearly mentioned that the magnitude of A and B vectors has to be found, and it is also same. So magnitude of A is magnitude of B, number 1. The angle between them is 60 degrees. Okay. Number 3, sorry, A vector dot B vector is 9 by 2. I think this is fairly easy. Even if you have studied physics vectors, you can do this, I feel. So A dot B is magnitude of A, magnitude of B into cos theta, which is basically 9 by 2. Magnitude of A and B are equal, so it is basically magnitude of A square. Cos 60 is basically half, is basically 9 by 2. 2 cancels. So magnitude of A square is 9. So magnitude of A is basically 3. But A and B are equal. So magnitude of A equals magnitude of B is equal to 3. Block this. If you just leave it here, you will lose marks. You will lose marks because the question says what is the magnitude of both of them. Both of them. So if it is a 1 mark question, you will lose half a mark. Okay. So please don't do that. Everyone. Awesome. Awesome. Now, somebody is saying plus or minus 3. Guys, is that right? Should I put plus or minus 3? Some people are asking, sir, should I put plus 3 or minus 3? What is the question, guys? The question says magnitude. Is magnitude ever negative? Is magnitude ever negative? No. So guys, the answer is only plus 3. So just like when you say what is root of 9? Is root of 9 plus 3 or is it minus 3? The manner in which the root function has been defined is always the positive value. So it is plus 3. Remember that. Okay? Keep this in mind. Great. Yeah. So good you asked this question so that you will not make this silly mistake in the examination. Wow, we have some nice differential equation based question. Y is sine of x, function of a function. Prove this. Usually whenever proofs come, usually it is easy but lengthy. Remember that. Such kind of proofs, usually it is easy but lots of steps, lots of calculation mistakes can happen. So you need to be little bit careful. So it's a function of a function. dy by dx is there, second derivative is also there. Obviously, what is the first step? Find this and then substitute and see what happens. Okay. So what is dy by dx? dy by dx will be derivative of sine of x. So basically it will become derivative of sine is basically cos. So cos of sine of x into derivative of inside term. Derivative of inside term. Everybody understands this? Function of a function. First the outer function's derivative, then the inner function's derivative, then the inner function's derivative. Everything gets multiplied. That is the logic. Yep, I hope this is clear. Raghutma, just focus bacha right now on the session. Okay, so the derivative of sine of x will be how much, guys? It will be cos of x. So basically I have got this by taking the derivative of sine of x. Everybody understands this? Yep, basically it's chain rules application. dy by dx, that's what I got. Now let me also find what is the second derivative. Now what is the second derivative of that same function? Basically I have to use product rule now. So u dot v derivative will be u, which is cos of sine of x, into derivative of cos of x, into derivative of cos of x, plus second function, which is cos of x, into derivative of this guy, which is cos of sine of x. Crazy expression. So this is going to be, this is second derivative, cos of sine of x. Okay, cos of sine of x. Why did I put double brackets? Just 1 second. Yeah, cos of sine of x into derivative of cos x is minus sine x. So I'll put minus and I'll put sine of x over here. And again, derivative of cos will become minus sine. So it will be cos of x into cos's derivative is sine with a negative value. So into sine of, of sine of x. That's it. So this is what the second derivative is. Now substitute both of them over here. Substitute both of them over here and see what you get. So the expression will be second derivative of y. Second derivative of y is this big thing. So it was minus cos of sine of x. Where did it go? Minus cos of sine of x into sine x. Into sine of x. Let's be little bit careful while writing this. Okay. Minus cos of x into sine of x. Minus cos of x into sine of x. Okay, plus tan of x. Okay, this was just the second derivative, guys. This was just the second derivative. Plus tan of x. I can write that tan of x as sine of x by cos of x. This is my entire expression. I am writing it here. dy by dx. What is dy by dx? Cos of sine of x into cos x. Cos of sine of x into cos of x plus y into, oh, what is y? Y is sine of x. Sine of x into cos square x, right? This is what it is. Now let's see, some things might get cancelled out. I think cos x here and cos x here just got cancelled out. Let's see if I can see some identical terms over here. Cos of sine x into sine x. Cos of sine x into sine x. Oh, do you see this term and this term? This is plus, this is minus. They basically cancel each other. Yes or no, guys? They basically cancel out each other. Okay. One more interesting thing. Cos of sine of x. Cos x into sine of x. There was there was one more cos over here. When I took the derivative of cos of sine of x, it will be sine of x into cos x. Into cos x. Yeah, into cos x basically. Sine's derivative will be cos. So there was one more cos square over here. Yes. So while I substitute, understand there should be a square here. Now these two people cancel out. Just check this out. Yeah, they also cancel out each other. See if these terms are equal. So hence the final answer will be a big fat 0. Hence proved. See if this makes sense. Hence proved. Yep. Yes, I missed that. Cos x in the chain rule. Yep. So there was one cos x extra over here. So this cos into this cos will become cos square. So if you want, I'll just write it down over here also. This is minus cos of sine x into sine x minus cos of x into sine of sine x, and this will become square. So cos square x. That's all. Okay, everyone with me? Great. No, don't expect this for 5 marks. No, this is not so lengthy that it will come for 5 marks. 3 max 4 bacha. 4 is also very doubtful because it is not so lengthy also. Okay? I think 3 marks. Okay, that's all. Nothing more than that. Okay, moving on to another question coming up on your screen on derivatives. Log of x square plus y square is 2 tan inverse y by x. Okay, show that derivative of y with respect to x is x plus y upon x minus y. Usually in these type of questions, just take the derivative on both sides, solve. Most likely you will get the derivative of y with respect to x. Okay, no 4 marks. Okay, then there is no possibility it will come for 4 marks, maximum 3 marks, bacha. doesn't make sense more than 3. Okay, now take the derivative on both sides. Derivative of this log function with respect to x, okay, and is equal to 2 times derivative of this tan inverse function of y by x. Now what is the derivative of log? It is 1 by x, so it will be 1 by x square plus y square. Do not forget chain rule. So derivative of the inner part, which is x square plus y square, is equal to 2 times derivative of tan inverse x is basically 1 by 1 plus x square. So here it will be 1 plus y square by x square into derivative of y by x. Okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? Check this out. So this will become 1 by x square plus y square. This guy's derivative will be 2x plus 2y into dy by dx, because y is a function of x. Don't just miss that out, okay? Is equal to 2 divided by this, take LCM, so it will become x square plus y square. Take that x square on the top, so it will become 2x square, okay? Now what is the derivative of y by x? Use division rule, u by v rule. So v du by dx, so x into dy by dx, okay, minus y into dx by dx, which is basically 1. The whole thing divided by denominator square. Great. Now let's see, many things will get cancelled. I can see this number 2, this number 2, this number 2. This x square, this x square. X square plus y square, x square plus y square getting cancelled. So what am I actually left out with? I am just left out with x plus y into dy by dx is equal to x into dy by dx, and here I have dx by dx is 1, so minus just y. Now bring dy by dx on one side, bring that guy on the other side. Let's see what happens. Observe carefully. Bring that y on the other side, so it will become x plus y. Dy by dx, I will take it common. Here it has x. When I shift this guy over here, it will become minus y. So minus y over here. So from here, I will get dy by dx is equal to x plus y upon x minus y. Hence proved. Hence proved. This question asked for 2 marks. Wow, surprising. If it was asked for 2 marks, then you have a very lengthy paper. I would say that. Done? Everyone? Yes, understood how to do these kind of questions. Sometimes it might not come out as show that. If it does not come out as show that, then understand that you will not know the final answer. So you have to be very careful. At least when you know, show that, prove that, make sure that equality is correct. You know what is the final answer. Somehow you will do some kind of jugaad, some legendary method you will do, and somehow you will get the answer. I know that. Many students have done this in the examination. So that gives you a relief. I know what the final answer is. Somehow I have to prove. So be careful that these kind of questions can also come find the value of dy by dx. So that time you cannot miss any steps. So that's why solve everything properly. Yeah. But in the exam, I know many students have done this, and trust me, sometimes if you are lucky, it works. Especially for proof questions. See, imagine there comes a point in the examination where suddenly you blank out, or suddenly you're not able to do things, or you're stuck after maybe 2 hours or whatever. Then identify those proofs or show that and try to solve them. Somehow do some magic and get the answer. Okay? But do proper things. Don't put some random things. Okay? By using Newton's law of gravitation, sir, I will get it. No. Properly you write whatever is important. Maybe you make few silly mistakes. Teacher won't hopefully see that. If your day is good, and maybe you get the correct answer. Or full marks rather. Not the correct answer, but full marks. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on now. Let's move on. Okay. Prove that this is this. Okay. Another proof. And after that, evaluate this. So using this theorem, we'll basically apply that in this particular integral of definite integration. Now, in order to prove this, the standard method is bacha log, just substitute. So this solution is substitute a minus x is equal to t. Obviously, the limits will also change. But before that, differentiating derivative of a with respect to x minus derivative of x with respect to x is equal to dt by dx. So dA by dx is a constant. This is 1 is equal to dt by dx. So basically dx is equal to minus dt. That is one thing. Another thing, also limits. So when x is equal to 0, the time value or t value, sorry, will be nothing but, if this is 0 guys, t will be nothing but a. If x is basically the upper limit, which is a, then the value of t will be a minus a is basically 0, so t will be basically 0. Is that right, everyone? Great. Now what will happen to this particular integral? So therefore integration of 0 to a f of x dx will become, okay, 0 to a integration f of x dx. So instead of x, what can we put? Think about it. Instead of x, what can we put? Think about it. I can put a minus t. I can just put a minus t, right? Because x is actually a minus t. And instead of dx, what I can put? I can just put minus dt. Limits will change with t, so it will now become a to 0. Now because this minus sign is there, if I take it out, what I can do in case of definite integrals, I can just invert the limits. Upper limit becomes lower, lower becomes upper. So hence this will just become 0 to a, and this will become f of a minus t into dt. Yes or no, bachalo? Now what is the next step? Whether you put t, whether you put donkey, whether you put monkey, or whether you put x, it's a definite integration, does not matter. This is still equal to integration 0 to a f of a minus anything, whatever variable, z also you can put, a minus x into basically dx. Because at the end you are going to substitute the values in place of x. So whatever you put gets substituted, so it doesn't really matter. Hence proved, guys. Hence integration of f of x dx from 0 to a is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x dx integration. Yep, great. Now proving this is done, evaluate the value. Let's try to find out the value of this. Okay, let's see how many of you can figure this out before I complete it. Many of you are saying answer is pi square by 4 or something. I don't know, we'll have to see. Okay, somebody is saying pi tan x by 2 plus c. We'll try to figure it out. Guys, c will not come, it's a definite integration. C can't come, okay, be careful. It's a definite integration. I don't know why you are putting c. So 0 to pi, this is x sine x 1 plus cos square x. Using this formula will become 0 to pi, instead of x put pi minus x and put sine of pi minus x, yes or no, upon 1 plus cos square pi minus x. Now what will happen? This will become 0 to pi minus x. Sine of 180 minus theta is sine theta, so this is just going to be sine of x divided by 1 plus cos of 180 minus theta, cos theta, guys, so don't worry, okay? Or even if it is minus cos, it will become square, so don't worry about it. It's cos square x, okay? That's the beauty. Now I can separate this out as pi integration. Oh, I forgot dx, my bad. Dx everywhere, yeah. So this will become basically pi times of sine of x dx upon 1 plus cos square x and minus 0 to pi, and here I have x sine x dx upon 1 plus cos square x. Now notice one thing, whatever the original integration is there, it's already over here, so I can replace this entire thing. I can replace this entire thing with I. So this I can go here, this I can go here, it will become 2i. What will it become, bachalo? It will become 2 times of I will be pi times integration of basically sine x dx upon 1 plus cos square x. Everybody fine? Great. Now what is the magical thing? Guys, I don't think we can solve this directly, but I get some idea that cos's derivative is sine. So maybe I have to use some kind of substitution. What kind of substitution? Substitute maybe, some t is equal to cos of x. T is equal to cos of x. Okay, now see what happens. Derivative dt will become minus sine x dx. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? So I can just put cos of x as t. So dt will become basically minus sine x dx. Oh, now I know what to do. So therefore 2i will become pi integral sine of x dx is minus dt upon 1 plus t square. So this will become minus pi. Therefore, I will be minus pi by 2 integral 1 by 1 plus t square, and this is dt. Guys, this is a standard formula. What is the formula? The formula is tan inverse, and everywhere the limits are there. Don't worry. Okay, so I think I missed the limits over here, but just putting it right now, 0 and pi. Here the limits will change. Don't worry, I will resubstitute it back to the original form, guys. So this will just become minus pi by 2 tan inverse of basically what? What will this become? Tan inverse of, what will it become? Tan inverse of x, right? So basically the tan inverse of t. Perfect. So now resubstituting it back, it will become minus pi by 2. Oh, by the way, the limits will be there. Don't worry, this limits will be there. I'm not just putting it. So it will become tan inverse of, instead of t, put cos of x. So put cos of x, and now put the limits of x as 0 and then put pi. And now see what you get as the answer. Okay. So I hope I have some space out here to solve. If you want, okay. So this will become minus pi by 2, and you will get tan inverse of pi. If you put cos pi, what is cos pi? It is basically minus 1. So tan inverse of minus 1 minus, if you put 0, cos 0 is 1. So tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 1. That is what you get. So this will become minus pi by 2. Here you will get minus pi by 4 minus pi by 4, which is basically minus pi by 2 into minus, what do you get? Pi by 2. So this will become pi square by 4. Just check this out. Pi square by 4. Pi square by 4 should be the answer. Yes, pi square by 4 is the answer. It is. So many of you wrote the answer as minus pi square by 4. I remember. No, it is not minus. It is plus pi square by 4. So if you get a minus sign in the end, imagine it is going to cost you half a mark or maybe 1 mark. I don't know how the marking scheme will be, but it will definitely cost you marks. Okay, because minus is completely different from the plus value. So you need to be little bit careful while doing all these calculations. You cannot afford to miss any sign. I loved this question. Super duper question, guys. Big question, I think. Big question. Loved the question. Numbling, you have to solve variety of questions. See solved examples. Solve each and every variety, at least 4 to 5 questions. Then you will get a hang. Solve the questions again and again. Variety is very important. Models are standard. Solve all those models, bacha. Nothing else. Solve the models. Great. The probability of a student A and B coming to the school on time is 3 by 7 and 5 by 7 for both A and B. You can say this is Pandu and this is Champa. Looks interesting, no then? The student, Pandu, probability is 3 by 7. My God, crazy probability. B, Champa is more regular, 5 by 7. Assuming A coming on time and B coming on time are independent, interesting word. What is the probability of only either Pandu or Champa coming? Only Pandu or only Champa coming? Acha. Imagine if Pandu comes, Champa doesn't come. If Champa comes, Pandu doesn't come. Imagine their love story, guys. It is crazy, no? Imagine Pandu will never be able to see Champa. Crazy. They will have to meet somewhere outside. So that's the question, guys. Understand it. So the probability of only one coming to the school will be when basically probability of A comes but B doesn't, or B comes and A doesn't come. So this is what I understand, in words or in phrases, in plain simple English. If A comes, B should not come. If B comes, A should not come. And either of this event should happen because there is a or. So that means it is P of A intersection B bar, B not happening, or That means what should I do, guys? I should put plus, not multiplication. Why plus? Because they are two, separate, either this or that. It's not and, understand? So this is probability of B intersection A bar. Yes or no? Great. Now what next? Many people have started posting the answers. We'll have to see. Because they are independent events, can I not write this as P of A into P of B bar? That's the standard formula. Because they are independent, hence I can just multiply, plus P of B into P of A bar. Perfect. But neither B bar nor A bar is given. Don't worry. So it is P of A into 1 minus P of B. Yes or no? Plus P of B into 1 minus P of A. Everybody knows P of A and P of A bar, they are basically complementary to each other. Their addition gives you 1. So if one is known, you can find the other very easily. So probability of A happening is 3 by 7. This is 1 minus 5 by 7 plus B happening 5 by 7. 1 minus 3 by 7. What do you get? 3 by 7 into 2 by 7 plus 5 by 7 into 4 by 7. What is the answer coming out to be? I can see divided by 49 is there. On the top, what is it? Everybody is saying 26. Somebody said 10 by 49. I think 10 by 49 will not be the correct answer, bacha. 3 2s are 6, 5 4s are 20. So obviously 26. Exactly. Perfecto. Where is it? Yeah. Why is this given? Not missing the morning prayers. Missing any topic in the first period of the class. Guys, was there a question which we missed or what? No, right? I think the examiner or whatever, whosoever made the solution, he went into moral sciences also. I think he was making 2 papers at once. Not missing the morning prayers and missing any topic in the first period of the class is the advantage of coming to school in time. Okay, crazy. Okay, it is not given, right? Okay. Is moral science also asked, guys, in maths? I was not so sure. Okay, if it is asked, then you can write it down. Advantages of coming school on time, advantages of not, or benefits of not hitting or slapping your friend. All those things you should probably read from somewhere. I don't know. It was not there in the maths textbook at least. Okay. Find whether the function f of x is equal to cos of 2x plus pi by 4 is increasing or decreasing in this interval. 5 marks question. If they ask you, then fine, you write down. You write a nice English essay and come. In increasing or decreasing interval, okay, in this particular interval. So, you cannot say, it's obvious, sir, in this interval it will increase. You have to prove it using derivatives, slopes, areas, or whatever, derivative of a function and all of that. So, best thing is find the derivative and see whether the derivative is positive or negative. Once you know whether the derivative is positive or negative, you know whether it is increasing or decreasing function. So find the slope. The slope of the function will be f dash of x, which will be derivative of cos of 2x plus pi by 4. Okay. So what is the derivative of cos? It is basically minus sign. So it will be minus sign 2x plus pi by 4. But that 2 also comes outside. Is that so? Yes or no, bachalo? Yes or no, bachalo? Perfect. Now, what's next? Once I get the slope, try to think, can we use this somehow? Can we use this somehow? Maybe I think we can. 3 pi by 8 is less than, x is less than 7 pi by 8. You know, there is a simple technique which I'll teach you, which will help you solve these kind of complex trigonometric inequality based question. What you do, try to modify the x into this form. How? Multiply this with 2. So what will happen? This will become 2x. So this 7 pi by 8 will get multiplied by 2. This 3 pi by 8 will also get multiplied by 2. 2 gets cancelled with 8 becomes 4. 2 gets cancelled with 8 becomes 4. So I got 2x. Now add pi by 4 on both sides. Inequality, guys. So 2x plus pi by 4. Add 7 pi by 4 plus pi by 4. Here I have 3 pi by 4 plus pi by 4. So this will become 2x plus pi by 4 less than 3 plus 1, 4, 4 by 1, 4 is 1. So it is just pi. 7 plus 1, 8, 8 by 4 is 2. So basically 2 pi. Great. So this value is between pi and 2 pi. That means third or fourth quadrant. Third and fourth quadrant. In this quadrant, you guys only tell me, is the value of sign positive or negative? Is the value of sign positive or negative? Third and fourth quadrant, all silver teacups, obviously it is negative. Negative number into negative number, my dear students. Negative number into negative number, my dear students. What is the answer? Obviously it is going to be positive. So the slope will be positive. That means it is always climbing up. It might decrease or increase, that's okay. But the slope is always positive. So that means it is an increasing function. It is an increasing function. Yes or no? Yes. Done, done, are done. So the answer will be increasing. Yes, the answer is increasing. Perfect. Beautiful. This is how you want to prove in the exam. Examiner will be full impressed. Full marks to that kid, whosoever that kid is. Okay? Very good. Loving the maths class, guys? Everyone with me? All this? Okay. Moving on to the next question. Always Sanjay Lavarsan. Yep. Fun, sir? Yep. Okay. Okay. The positive vectors of 2 points A and B are positive vectors of 2 points A. Oh, why positive? This is position, guys. This is not positive. Spelling mistake, I think. This is supposed to be position. Okay. Vectors of 2 points A and B are this and this. The position vector of a point P which divides the line segment internally. So I know the position vector OA. I know the position vector OB. Imagine a line joining these two. We have to find a vector OP which divides them in the ratio of 2:1, right? 2:1. So the formula for this, what do you do, guys? Be careful. Whenever you have to apply, OP bar will be M times, let's say M:N is the ratio. So here you have M plus N and here you have N over here. M times the second vector, which is in this case OB bar, right? M times of OB bar plus N times of OA bar. That is how it goes. Always remember, if it is M:N has to be is the division ratio for one vector and the other position vector. The second vector comes first, then the first vector comes later on. Don't interchange this in a hurry, you will make a mistake. Great. So what next? M is basically 2. OB is 2I minus J plus 2K plus N is 1. OA, what is OA? 2I minus J minus K. Okay, and what is there down, guys? 2 plus 1 is there, no? Okay, 2 2s are 4I, then minus 2J plus 4K plus 2I minus J minus K. Whole thing divided by 2 plus 1 is 3. This will, yeah, right, like this, yep. Just check this out. 4 plus 2, 6I minus 2J minus J minus 3J. 4K minus K plus 3K divided by 3. So the answer will be 2I cap minus J cap plus K cap. That is the answer. Block it and keep. Who and all have written? Let me see. 2I minus J plus K. 2I minus J plus K. Very good. Kirtana, Vasant, Sugneshwar. Thank you, Senthil, so much. Agree, Anish, Vasant, Numling. Very good. Padma Devi, Jazzy JS, let's go, yes, study vibes, perfecto, direct formula question, these kind of questions can come, Varsha, definitely. Sweta, I'll try, bacha. Okay, chalo, let's go on to the next question, derivative question, parametric form, okay, interesting. So x is a function of t, y is a function of t, find the derivative of y with respect to x, find their individual derivatives, divide them, hopefully you will get the answer. Let's see, dy by dt will be 2a is a constant, derivative of t, that's it. Okay, so that's going to be 2a, of course, that's dy by dt. Similarly, also for dx by dt will be a is a constant, derivative of t square. Derivative of t square is 2t, so 2 times of at, that's dx by dt. Now, before we find second derivative, let's at least find first derivative. So, what will be dy by dx? It will be dy by dt upon dx by dt. Mention this step, don't skip it. Mention what you are doing. What is dy by dt? That is 2a, mention that. What is dx by dt? That is 2at. So if you are solving for mains exam, then you will skip many of these steps, I know that, but boards, write all these steps. 2a cancel, so it is 1 by t or t raised to minus 1. That's the derivative of y with respect to x. But how do I find derivative of y second time? Okay, let's try this out. That will be d square y by dx square is the derivative of basically dy by dx. I cannot do it because there is time in the equation, so use chain rule. Observe how I am using chain rule. I'm just writing derivative of dy by dx with respect to time into dt by dx. See if this makes sense. dt cancels, it's chain rule. Okay, if you want, I'll mention that. Chain rule I've used in the second derivative. So, what will this be? d by dt of dy by dx, I just found it out to be t raised to minus 1. This was just t raised to minus 1, yes or no? And here, this dt by dx, why not write it as 1 by dx by dt, one and the same thing. One and the same thing. Now, what is the derivative of t raised to minus 1? It is minus 1 into t raised to minus 2. What is dx by dt? What is dx by dt? Check it out from here. It is nothing but 2at. It is nothing but 2at. Perfect. What do we get? Minus 1 by t square and t will become t cube. So 2a t cube. So that is the answer. Exactly, Sugneshwar, and so many memorable, unforgettable. Wow, what names you guys have. Really unforgettable names. Jineshwar SD, bacha, what is the use? Don't spam so much. Hi sir, I said hi. And maybe I will not say hi also. But you concentrate on the session, bacha. Okay. Let's try to solve the next question. Okay? Yes, if the second derivative becomes 0, then there is no maxima or minima. It will become the point of inflection, Soulfire, if second derivative is 0. Okay? Hello, Vishu. Find the value of k so that this line and this line are perpendicular to each other. 3D question, guys. This subject is there, right? Okay. Now, first thing, try to write any 3D lines equation in directional cosines form. So for that, how I'll write it? Look at this, the first expression. X by 1, always the variable divided by the directional cosine, always the coordinate here. This will be y divided by minus 1. Bring that minus 1 below, that will become the directional cosine, is equal to z by 1 by k. 1 by k becomes the directional cosine. Okay, so all these are basically your directional cosines. Okay, next over here for this equation, what is it? X minus 2, I can just divide it by 1. It's okay. If there is plus minus, no problem. It's just intercepting the x-axis at some other point. Okay, this will become 2 times y. No, does not work. So y plus half into 2. How do I bring this 2 below? Write it as 1 by 2. Write it as 1 by 2. Correct? Makes sense, because that 2 goes on the top. It will become 2y. 2 into half will become 1. Exactly this equation. You have to just modify it, play around with it. Here you write this as z minus 1 upon minus 1. Make sense? Okay. Now what happens, guys, when two 3D lines are basically perpendicular to each other? L1, L2, directional cosines. L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2 will become 0. Whatever you want to call it. A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2. Okay, whatever symbols you want to use. Yes, so here it will become 1 into 1 plus minus 1 into half, okay, plus 1 by k into minus 1 is equal to 0. Just check it out. So 1 minus half is equal to, not is equal to, my bad, minus 1 by k is equal to 0. This will become half minus 1 by k is equal to 0. So 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by k. Therefore, k is equal to 2. That is the answer. Exactly. Very good. Hari, Kirtana, Agri, Sugneshwar, Tamil Kingdom, Naveen, Ambiki, Vasant, Anish, Nayana, Daniel, Varsha, Padmadevi. Very good, unforgettable. Awesome. The answer is 2. Yes, it is. Great. Let's move on to another question coming up on your screen. Inverse trigonometry based question, guys. So solve for x. So you have to find the value of x in this inverse trigonometric equation. So what we can do, how about taking this guy over there and then I'll find the sine of it, maybe that will help. Let's try this out. So this will become, therefore, sine inverse of 1 minus x is equal to pi by 2 plus, take this guy over there, plus 2 times sine inverse of x. Now sine inverse of this is this, so sine of this guy will be 1 minus x. So therefore 1 minus x will be sine of pi by 2 plus 2 sine inverse x. Okay. Now what is basically sine of pi by 2 plus theta? Second quadrant, sine pi by 2 plus something will become cos that value. So it will become cos of 2 times sine inverse of x. Which formula did I use, guys? I just used sine of pi by 2 plus theta is equal to cos theta. Mention this formula side mein using mention. Okay, deleted. Okay, if it is not there, fine, but if it is there, deleted. Okay, let me just explain to you the basic steps just in case, because I have solved halfway through now, and then I will go ahead. So this will become 1 minus x is equal to cos of 2 times the angle. Cos 2 theta is 1 minus 2 sine square theta, guys. This will be 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Theta over here is sine inverse of x. Yes or no? Which formula did I use? The formula that I used was cos 2 theta is 1 minus 2 sine square theta. That is the formula I've used. Now rest is simple, guys. The 1 minus x is equal to 1 minus 2 times of x square. 1 cancels, minus cancels, x is equal to 2x square. So from this I get x is equal to 0 or 1 is equal to 2x or x is equal to 1 by 2. So either this or this. Substitute and see if this equation, check the equation if it is valid or not. Maybe both roots are valid or one of the roots are only valid or none of them. So accordingly solve it. So yes, you get 0 or half. So I think when you put 0, it comes out as pi by 2. When you put x as half, it is coming as minus pi by 6, which is not pi by 2. So hence half is not the solution. Only 0 will be the solution. Only 0 will be the solution. Okay? Yeah. I hope this is clear. So forget inverse trigonometry. Forget inverse trigonometry. Let's say you get this expression, guys. You're solving some differential equation. Whatever you're solving, you're getting this equation. When the solution is asked, this might be there, might not be there in the syllabus. That's not necessary. That's not the point of discussion. The point of discussion is when you get this equation, how many solutions are there? So there are 2 solutions. That's number 1. A lot of people will forget x equals to 0. In fact, if you put x equals to half, you do not get this equation satisfied. So this is not going to be the solution. Finally, in this equation, original one, this will be the original equation, solution. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Let's try to solve this. 3 points are collinear, then what is the value of x? Come on, everybody should be able to do this. Everybody should be able to do this. Yes, you can do it by quadratic also, bacha. No issues. If 3 points are collinear, then what can you say, guys? Come on, think about it. It's xy plane, it's not even 3D. So obviously if they are collinear, then if points P, Q and R are collinear, let's say I call this point number 1, let's say I call this point number 2, this is in general some point, okay, this is some in general some point, okay, so why not do this? X3 minus x1 upon y3 minus y1, right? Or you can do the inverse also, doesn't matter, will be equal to x2 minus x1 upon y2 minus y1. Yes or no, bachcha log? Everybody? Exactly, perfect. So the slopes will be equal. So the ratio of the change in x upon change in y will be equal to the ratio of change in x upon change in y for other 2 points, because they are on the same line, their slopes will be equal. Okay, so what is x3 over here? Is just going to be 0 minus x1 is going to be 2x, y3 is, this is 3 guys, this is 1, this is 2. Okay, so y3 will be x minus y1 is x plus 3 is equal to x2 minus x1. So x plus 3 minus 2x upon, what do we have, y2 minus y1. So x plus 6 minus this guy, x plus 3. Just solve it, you should get the answer guys. Minus 2x upon x minus x cancels, so you will have minus 3 over here. Here you will have x minus 2x will become minus x, so 3 minus x over here, and here x gets cancelled, so 6 minus 3 is 3, this gets cancelled, minus and minus also gets cancelled. So just check this out, 3x is equal to 3, x is equal to 1. Just check this out, if x is equal to 1, yeah, x is equal to 1. That's the answer guys, you can see that. Everyone clear? Okay, so simple equation, just the slopes are equal, that's the ideology over here. So the slopes are equal for both the lines, they're obviously going to be lying on the same line as such. Okay, that's all. Okay, now moving on to the next question for this linear LPP problem guys. I hope this is there. I hope this is there in the syllabus. It's not deleted, right? Okay, so whenever you have to optimize a given expression, it's there. Okay, is there. Okay, whenever you have to optimize that equation, what will you do? Think, the extreme values, the boundary points are also mentioned. The question is, when is that function going to be minimum? So our z is basically 2x plus 5y. Use all the boundary or the corner points, I would say. So like P, which is 0, 5, then Q, which is basically 1, 5, then R, which is basically 4, 2, and then also use S, which is basically 12, 0. Substitute these values of coordinates here and see what is the value of Z. So in the first case, ZP will become 0 into 2, 0, plus 5 into 5, that's going to make it 25. The value of Z using the coordinates of the corner point Q will be 1 into 2 or 2 into 1 plus 5 into 5, which is going to be 27. The value of Z for the corner point R will be 4 into 2 plus 5 into y is basically 2. So 10 plus 4 to the 8, that means 18. The value of Z for the point S will be 12 into 0, which is 0, plus, sorry, why did I do 12 into 0? My bad. 2 into 12 plus 0. So that is going to make it 24. Out of all these values, this is the minimum value. This is the minimum value. That means R is that point where the value of that objective function Z will be the least. Check it out. R, option C, C for Captain Shreyas. Exactly. Very good. Proud of it. Looks like everybody loves solving these kind of questions. Just have to find the corner points, okay, and then optimize it. So sometimes the questions can be graphical also, where you have to use the boundary conditions, all right, given in the LPP problem. See what are those corner points by seeing where they are intersecting, and then you can optimize it. A function is given such that real to real defined by f of x is 2 plus x square, then is it 1, 1 onto neither of them or one of them? What do you think? What do you think? D, everybody sure? Pakka, done. F of x is 2 plus x square. So if it is 1, 1 function, that means for x1 equals x2, double implication, f of x1 should be equal to f of x2. I don't think it is, because you can see the graph only, guys. That graph only is enough. If you look at the graph, it goes like this. This point will be 2. This is 2 plus x square, parabola. So you can clearly see over here, for there are two values of x, you are getting the same value of the function. It's not unique. It's not unique. It's not one-to-one. So definitely not 1, 1. Definitely not 1, 1. Because for two values of x, you are getting the same value of the function. That is not supposed to happen. Because if this is not equal, then this should also not be equal. You can see here, this is x1, this is x2. They are two different. I should get two different values of f of x. Not happening. Is it onto? Is it onto, guys? Why not, bacha? Even if you are from Hyderabad, Secunderabad, everybody can watch it. What about onto, guys? Is it onto? No, right? Because do you see the range of the function? The range of the function clearly belongs to 2 to infinity. 2 to infinity, yes or no? But here it's defined from R to R. Not all the points in your range are used. So obviously there are so many values from minus infinity to 2, which is not a part of the range. So it can't be onto. It can't be onto. Yes, the minimum value is 2. If the function went like this from minus infinity to plus infinity, then all the real values would be there in the range, right? Or the range and real values, they will be the same set. But here it is not. So definitely it is not onto. In fact, range over here is a subset. Of that real numbers, right? So it is definitely not going to be onto. Where is it? Yeah, neither 1, 1 nor onto. Great. Moving on. A and B are two unit vectors. Okay, A and B are two unit vectors such that this function 2a plus 3b magnitude is 3a minus 2b. Find the angle between A and B. Okay, as per the given question, magnitude of magnitude of A is 1, magnitude of B is also 1 because they are unit vectors. If they two are equal, that means 2A bar plus 3B's magnitude, if they are equal, then if I square them, that will be better. Okay, because I'm going to see some interesting things, because this this vector when squared is also the square of the magnitude. So just to give an idea, say if I have the magnitude of a vector, okay, if I square it, it is basically vector dot vector. It's basically vector dot vector. It's as simple as that, because v square is v bar dot v bar. That's how it works. That's the formula. So let's use that. This will be equal to 3a minus 2b whole square. So this will therefore become 2a's whole square will become 4a square. 3b's whole square will become 9b square plus 2 into 2a plus 3b. Dot 3b, my bad. Dot 3b, okay, is equal to 3a square will be 9a square plus 4b square, that's 2b square. And here you will have 2 into 3a vector dot 2b, correct? Okay, let's see what happens next. A is having magnitude 1, so this will become 4 plus 9 plus 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, so 12a dot b is equal to 9, because a is 1, b is also 1, plus 4 minus 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12, so minus 12a dot b. Acha, interesting thing is 9, 9, 4, 4 gets cancelled, and I'm just left with 12a dot b minus 12a dot b is equal to minus 12a dot b. So this will become 12 plus 12a dot b will be 0. So basically 24a dot b is equal to 0. Therefore a dot b is equal to 0. So a is perpendicular to b. So the angle is going to be 90 degrees. That is the answer. How many of you wrote it? Great, awesome. Yes, cos theta will be 0, or basically this will be 90 degrees. Amazing, guys. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. ABCD is a parallelogram such that AC is equal to I cap plus J cap and BD is equal to 2I cap plus J cap plus K cap. Find AB, also find the area of the parallelogram. Yes, I'll be doing it for EM set also. Now, how to do this question? First, visualize a parallelogram. Without visualizing a parallelogram, if you try to do the question, it might look a little bit scary. So let's do that. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Let's assume AB vector as P vector. So naturally DC vector will also be P vector. If I assume BC vector to be, let's say, Q vector, then even AD vector, which I have to find, will also be Q vector. And that is, I think what we have to find is AB bar, which is P bar. Okay. Now what is given is AC and BD. AC is basically the diagonal. So this is given. So basically this is given. This is given to you. And BD is also given. That means this is also given. Pay close attention to the arrow marks. If you miss the arrow marks, you will get a wrong one. Yes, Johnny, you will have to, I think, pay for the super chat. Now what you can see in this particular diagram is this vector P plus this vector Q is AC bar. Yes or no? Check this out. AC bar is actually P vector plus Q vector. AC is already known. So I cap plus J cap is equal to P plus Q. That is one thing I got. Next thing, can I somehow get BD vector? I think I can get that also. BD vector, this vector will be this plus this. This one is Q. So Q bar. Here to here is negative of P because P is this side. So negative of P. So minus P bar. And BD is nothing but 2I plus J plus K is equal to Q minus P. Everybody finds this easy? Okay, understood? Now you can just basically add both of them, or even you can subtract both of them to just find the value of AB or even the other thing. So if you just add, see what do you guys get? So you'll get I plus 2I plus J plus J plus K. P and P cancels, so you'll just be left with Q plus Q. So this will be 2Q bar. This will become 3I plus 2J plus K cap. So Q vector will become nothing but 3 by 2I plus J plus your K by 2. K hat by 2. This is Q, but you wanted P. No issues. Just substitute this value of Q over here. You will get the answer. So basically, P vector will be I plus J minus Q. So it will be I plus J minus this thing. So 3I by 2 plus J plus K by 2. So see what do you guys get? 1 minus 3 by 2 is minus half. So minus I by 2. JJ cancels. I am left with minus K by 2. So I found P vector also. So basically your AB vector is P vector. So it will be minus half I hat plus K hat. So that is the answer. That is the answer. Now why did I add them? Because I wanted both the vectors. Yes, Varsha, your question is absolutely right. Why did I add them? I wanted both the vectors anyways. I need both of them. Why? I'll tell you. When I find the area, area will be nothing but modulus of P vector cross Q vector. So I need both the vectors anyways. I have P, I have Q. Just solve that for the area. Is that okay? Understood? Everyone with me? Everyone with me? What is the answer that you are getting for area? Root 3 by 2. Is that so? Yep. Just check if your answer is root 3 by 2. You can do the cross product. Very nice. Moving on to another question. Just try to start solving it. I'll just drink some water. Yeah, you can use for area diagonal formula. See, if it is given in the CBSE textbook, then use it. If it is not given, then don't use it. There is one formula with the diagonals also. So if you want to use the diagonal formula, remember the formula is area is half times diagonal 1 cross the diagonal 2. Okay, there is a half over there. Yeah. If it is not given in the book, then don't use. Use it in JEE, not in boards. Okay, start solving this. Okay, the question says that these two lines are perpendicular to each other. If two lines are perpendicular, then L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 is basically 0. Look at the directional cosines. So it will be minus 3 into 3 lambda plus 2 lambda into 2 plus 2 into minus 5 will be 0. I think this is very easy question. So this will be minus 9 lambda plus 4 lambda minus 10 is 0. So this will become minus 5 lambda is equal to 10. Therefore, lambda will be minus 10 by 5. Therefore, lambda will be minus 2. Just see if you get minus 2. Very good, Kirtana, Hemant, Naveen, Isaac, Padmadevi, Abhit. Very good, learn, Hari, study vibes, memorable, Kartikesh, awesome, bacha log. Very good, Sugneshwar, Hamrita, Varsha, very good, Naina, very good, Namling. Very good. Let's see the next question coming up on your screen. Show the height of a cylinder of maximum volume that can be inscribed in a sphere of radius r is this much. Also find the max volume. Okay, let's try to visualize, picturize this. Without that, there is no point. So just imagine a sphere. Okay, this is your sphere. Imagine you try to put a cylinder inside it. Okay, so you're trying to put a cylinder inside it. So the cylinder, if I look at it sideways, it will probably look like this, like this, like this. Okay, this is how the cylinder is going to look like. Everybody is able to picturize this? Okay. Now I want to make the volume of the cylinder maximum. So I can adjust the radius. Automatically the height will get adjusted. If I make the radius big, height will become small. If I make the radius small, height will become large. So I have to compromise and find the most optimum efficient point for the maximum volume. So my logic over here is that, see guys, assume the radius of the cylinder to be small r. Okay, assume the radius of the cylinder to be small r. Okay. Now over here, if I take the height of the cylinder as completely as h, and if I join this point to this point, observe what happens. This point to this point, it passes through the center of the cylinder, and it is also the center of the circle as well. This becomes the diameter of the big circle. Let's say the radius of the big circle is capital R, so this diameter will just become 2r, yes or no? This diameter will just become 2 capital R. Everybody gets this? Now look at this big triangle which is formed. I don't know whether you can see it, but there is a big triangle. The side is 2r here. The height of the triangle is basically h. The base of the triangle, what should be the base? This is r plus r, the diameter of the cylinder. The diameter of the cylinder, which is basically 2 small r, and this is 90 degree. So now get the relationship between, everything. So let's try to solve them. So over here, 2r whole square is basically equal to 2r square plus h square. So this will become 4r square is equal to 4 small r square plus h square. So therefore r square will be 4r square minus h square by 4. Rather, r square is basically r square minus h square by 4. I'll just keep it as it is. I will not touch this right now. Okay, I'm just going to keep it on the side. Now what is the volume? Volume of that cylinder will be it will be just pi r square. It will be just pi small r square into h. Now what is small r square? Use this. So it will be pi into r square minus h square by 4 into h. So that will make it pi r square h minus pi h cube by 4. That is your volume. For the volume to be maximum, the derivative with respect to that variable should be 0. The derivative with respect to the variable should be 0. Here variable is h, not radius. Radius capital R of the bigger sphere is not the variable. So here dV by dH should be 0 for your maxima or minima. Okay, for maxima or minima. So the derivative of this guy will be basically pi r square dH by dH minus pi by 4 derivative of h cube is equal to 0. Pi goes off, so r square into 1 minus this will become 3h square by 4 is equal to 0. Shift it, so it will become r square is equal to 3h square by 4. Question is, what is the height? Okay, so h square will be 4r square by 3. So h will be 2r by root 3. Hence proved. Now substitute this here to get the answer, but also find the second derivative if it is a big mark question. If it is for 5 marks or if it is for even 3 marks, I feel you should basically show that the second derivative d square v by dh square, because it is maxima, so show that it is less than 0. Hence it proves that it is a maxima and not a minima. Okay, just do that. Okay, how did I manage to learn whole math in few days? Study vibes. I cleared my JEE bacha. I am an engineer bacha. I also did my 11th and 12th bacha. It's like asking study vibes, sir, study vibes, hey, you studied alphabets, no? In LKG or nursery, you forgot, kya? Oh, you revised alphabets, you sang nursery rhymes. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? No. Yeah, so same thing. You don't forget, right? Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Same way. This is Baba, black sheep. Okay. So find the maximum volume, you can just substitute this. So what V max will be pi into that particular r square into that h. So that h value, you will put it as 2r by root 3, 2r by root 3. Here you need to be little careful, that small r you will have to find out. So the value of small r, will be basically, rather I would say, where did it go? Yeah, small r square will be how much? Check this out. R square minus h square by 4. H is basically 2r by root 3 whole square. So that is basically r square. So just substitute that over here. And find the max volume. That thing I think you can do. Yeah. Okay, everyone. So check it out. If the answer comes out to be 4 pi r cube by 3 root 3. So that's what it comes out to be. 4 pi r cube by 3 root 3. Everyone? Cool. Great. So that's something which you can easily do. Moving on to another question. Using integration, find the area which is in the first quadrant, x enclosed by x-axis, y is equal to x, and that circle x square plus y square is equal to 32. Okay, let's try to draw the axis first. So this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. Imagine a circle of x square plus y square is equal to 32. So this will be our circle. Okay, so I think we are just concentrating on the first quadrant point. So this point will have a coordinate of, check it out, x square plus y square is 32. Here y coordinate will be 0. If y coordinate is 0, then x square is 32. X will be root 32. Root 32 is basically 16 into 2. That means it is 4 root 2. So this is 4 root 2 comma 0. This will be 0 comma 4 root 2. Yes or no? Next important thing. Another line is there. What is that line? X is equal to y or y is equal to x. So this is basically y is equal to x. It will intersect over here. To find that point of intersection, make y equals to x in this equation. So basically x square plus x square is equal to 32. Y is equal to x. So 2x square is 32. So x square is 16. So x is basically 4. Y is also 4. This is that point of intersection. So this will be basically 4 comma 4. Understood? All these things are to be done. Next, find the area. So find from this point to this point separately. This area you find it out separately. Okay, because this is one function. And from this point to this point, you find it out separately. The functions only are different. So the total area, guys, the total area will be basically the area under the line, this line, y is equal to x. So integral x dx, okay, from 0 to what is this point? 4, right? So from 0 to 4, that is the first part, and add to it from 4 to 4 root 2, from 4 to 4 root 2, that blue part area. What is that one? What is that one? Think about, yes, this is previous year question. What is the name of the session title? Previous year paper, most important one. Okay, why does the integration only occur for the on one quadrant, sir? Anish, it is given in the question. It is given in the question in the first quadrant. If they told you in all the quadrants, then the answer will be 0, na bacha, because this line will go like this. This will be negative area. This will be negative area. Why will you count it? Negative and positive together will make it 0. So you know the answer. If it was all the quadrants, then the answer will be a big fat 0. That's why they have mentioned that it is the first quadrant only. Now what will be this curved line equation? That curved line equation, take it from here. Look at that. X square plus y square is 32. So y square is 32 minus x square. So y will be root of basically root 32 square minus x square. You might be wondering, why is sir writing it like that? You will understand it in a bit. So this will be basically root of root 32 square minus x square dx. Now this integrations you can perform easily. Yes or no? This integrations you can perform, because you know the first part's integration is nothing but x square by 2. Limits will be from 0 to 4. But for the second part, what are you going to do? Use the formula. Which formula are you going to use? Integration root a square minus x square dx is what, guys? Integration root of a square minus x square dx is nothing but you have basically this x variable divided by 2 root of a square minus x square. Remember this. What else is there? There is a plus or a minus sign. There is a plus or a minus sign. Plus, yes, there is a plus sign, and you have this a square divided by 2. And what do you have? Sine inverse or cos inverse or tan inverse? Sine inverse or cos inverse or tan inverse? Yeah, sine inverse. Pakka. Very good. Sine inverse of x by. This is one of the crazy formula. So this is the formula that you are going to use over here. Here you can see a over here is root 32. A square is 32. Yes. Exactly. So that is the formula. Okay. So do that. See if you get it as 4 pi. So the answer comes out to be a 4 pi. I'm just not solving it completely now for you, but you know 4 pi square units. That's the final answer after solving. That part is just plain and simple calculator, nothing else. Next question. Find the projection of A vector on B vector where A is this and B is this. Simple scalar projection. Definite integration, so no C. Power there will be no C. Definite integration. Okay. So projection of A on B is given by A vector dot B hat. That's all. That's the formula. So A vector dot B hat means B bar divided by B. So magnitude, that is A vector is I minus J, B vector is I plus J, magnitude of B is 1 square plus 1 square. So this will become 1 into 1, 1, minus 1 into 1, minus 1. This will become root 2, 1 minus 1 is 0. Oh, so there is no projection, they are perpendicular. Basically perpendicular, that's why there is no projection. Yes, 0. NCRT is not just enough, bacha. You will have to do PYQs. Please do PYQs, Kirtik. You will get an idea. Questions will not repeat, but ideas will repeat. Models will repeat. Patterns or the steps you will understand. Okay, a big fat 0. Oh, we have reached the homework part. So guys, I'm going to give you some homework questions. All excited, and I hope you guys had fun. So you're going to solve this homework and you're going to practice all these questions. I have put up a lot of questions over here. Oops. Okay. Keep. I've kept a lot of homework questions out there. Make sure you solve it, guys. Yeah, let me just put it up over here. Yeah. And just like I said on Telegram also, the main key for maths exam is not seeing, it's practicing. You will realize there are so many things which you will miss if you just look at the solution. So don't look at the solution, just keep on practicing. Even if you practice the same problem, after one day it's okay. If you found that the problem was difficult, catchy, it's okay to solve. But solve variety of problems, stick to NCERT and PYQs and your class notes or class assignments, whatever you got from your school. I think it should be sufficient for you to get a good amount of score. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed me teaching over here, and I hope you learned a lot from me today in this particular amazing session. Make sure that you hit the like button and also the subscribe button, and how you like the session you can put it up in the comments as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a great time. Work hard, study hard, practice so hard that you will recover everything that you lost in the previous exams, or like physics or chemistry. If you lost some marks, you have to cover it up in the maths exam. So that should be your energy and driving force. Don't sit idle, practice. Okay, bye bye. Hasta la vista, Captain Shreyas, and I'm signing off.